welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are jumping right into a really dramatic story of politics, promises, and straight-up betrayal from the ancient world. And it all goes down in a single pivotal year, told in the 15th chapter of 1st Maccabees. Okay, so before we get into the action, let's meet the key players on the board. The year is 138 BCE. First up, we've got Antiochus VII. He's the son of a former king, Demetrius I, and he is laser-focused on reclaiming his throne. His opponent? A guy named Tryphon, who is a usurper, and he's desperate to hold on to the power he's grabbed. And right in the middle of this power struggle is Simon the Maccabee, the leader of a newly independent Judea, just trying to make sure his nation survives. You can already see it, right? It is a high-stakes, three-way political chess match. So, picture this. Tryphon, the usurper, has control of most of the kingdom. This means our guy, Antiochus VII, is in a really tight spot. He is desperate, he needs powerful allies, and he needs them, like, yesterday. So he turns to Simon of Judea with an offer that seems almost too good to be true. And just get a load of the generosity in this letter Antiochus sends to Simon. It's staggering. He's not just asking for help, he's basically saying, hey, all those rights and privileges you guys already have, I see them, I confirm them, and I'm gonna add even more on top. This isn't just a simple plea, it's a brilliant strategic move from a king who knows he's in a weak position and absolutely needs Simon's support to win. And he lays it all out in this incredible list of promises. I mean, the right to mint your own coins, that is a fundamental sign of a sovereign nation. Jerusalem and the sanctuary declared free, that's the very heart of their national identity. Letting him keep his fortresses and forgiving all debts, Antiochus is essentially handing Judea near total autonomy. All he wants in exchange is their military backing. But just as this alliance is taking shape, another major power steps onto the scene, and this adds a whole new fascinating layer to the situation. Turns out Simon had also been making friends in other high places. And bam, envoys show up from Rome itself. And they're carrying official letters from the consul. The language here is so powerful. Friends and confederates. Now, this wasn't just a casual greeting. This was Rome, the rising superpower of the Mediterranean, publicly declaring Judea as an ally. And these letters were sent to all the regional kings, basically putting the whole neighborhood on notice. If you mess with Judea, you're messing with Rome. So, with Judea on his side and Tryphon's forces starting to desert him, Antiochus' situation gets a whole lot better. He manages to corner the usurper in the city of Dora. But you know what happens? As his power grows, his gratitude just finishes. And his attitude towards Simon does a complete 180. So Simon, being a good ally, holds up his end of the bargain. He sends 2,000 elite soldiers, plus silver, gold, and armor to help Antiochus with the siege. And the king's response? It's a total slap in the face. He doesn't just reject the troops, he completely cancels their entire agreement. He breaks every single one of those generous promises he had just made in his letter. And the betrayal is just so stark when you look at it side by side. The promises of freedom and forgiveness, they're gone, and they're replaced with an aggressive ultimatum. Suddenly, the lands Simon fought for are considered stolen property. The forgiven debts are back on the table, but now with a massive penalty attached. It's just, wow. The king now demands 1,000 talents of silver. Now, to put that into perspective, a single talent was a huge amount of money, often more than a skilled worker could earn in a decade. So let's be crystal clear about this. This isn't a negotiation. This is extortion, plain and simple, and it's backed by the threat of war. So, Simon is backed into a corner by the very man he agreed to help. How does he respond to this shocking demand? Does he pay up? Does he surrender the cities? What would you do? Nope, he doesn't do either. Instead of caving to the pressure, Simon delivers this incredibly powerful and defiant reply. He completely reframes the whole argument. He says, look, these aren't conquered lands. This is our ancestral inheritance, and we have every right to take it back. It is such a bold declaration of sovereignty and justice. Well, you can imagine how that went over. The king's envoy goes back in a rage, tells Antiochus all about Simon's court and his defiant words, and Antiochus is, quote, exceeding wroth. He immediately starts setting the stage for a new conflict. The alliance is officially dead. A new war is about to begin. And he does not hesitate for a second. While he's off chasing Tryphon himself, he appoints a new general, Sendebes, and gives him a crystal clear 3-step mandate. 1. Move your army to the Judean border. 2. Build up your fortifications. And 3. Wage war against Simon's people. The betrayal is now backed by an army on the march. And this is where the chapter leaves us, on an absolutely massive cliffhanger. An ally has become an enemy, a promise of peace has become a declaration of war, and Judea, which had just secured its freedom, now has to get ready to fight for its very survival all over again.